Hi, Alison Mead with my keto fitness journey here. I realised it's been... Daisy! Oh, hang on. Daisy, come! This way! She's got to call my dog back, she's going the wrong way. Sorry about that. I'm realising that it's been a while since I've done an update with my keto fitness journey, and that's because at Christmas it was all, yay, I've hit my targets, and I got to 11 stone just before my 50th birthday, and I was really happy. And to kind of work out whether I want to maintain, because that was my target, or actually was that target too high? Do I want to weigh a bit less? But it's also about, how you feel, and it's not just about the scales, even though that's something that I've always obsessed about. Hard habit to break. And since Christmas, don't feel like I've changed much. I've changed anything, but I found that I was making more chocolates, being a bit obsessed about making my own chocolates with sugar-free Werthers and all of that. Having chocolates every day, sometimes diving for them in the middle of the day. I haven't gone off keto. I haven't, what is those words? I haven't cheated. I haven't gone back to carbs. But, for maintenance, I've just decided to keep doing what I'm doing because I feel good and it works. And I don't need those foods that I used to feel like I need, because I find other foods I love instead. But I found that even though I don't pay attention to the little jumps and the little bumps in scales, you go up a bit, you go down a bit, you go up a bit, you go down a bit, and I tend to look at the longer term trend. When I've been looking at the scales between Christmas 2020 and now, which is, we're now in May 2021, so it's almost 5 months, my trend on my weight app was starting to go up. And your brain does all sorts of funny things to you. You're not getting that good feeling and those endorphins you have when you see the trend going down. You start to panic, am I doing it wrong? Do I have to start going to those old bad habits of dieting and denying myself? Am I going to follow my old habits of bouncing straight back up again? And I think that's why I've been inclined not to do any videos, because I haven't felt good about where I am and what I'm doing, and I love food. I don't want to fast any longer than I already do. I do 16/8. I'm quite happy to have 2 meals a day. I look forward so much to my lunch. I have quite a lot, often bacon and egg for lunch or something like that, and then I will cook a meat and veg dinner on days when I want to treat myself or need a quick meal. Then I've got homemade pizza bases in the freezer, so I can very quickly throw together a low carb pizza with either the mega bread recipe base or a fathead dough base. When I make things like battered chicken or chicken nuggets, I'll always make a huge load and leave some in the freezer, so that's my fast food and my quick dinners. Oh yes, and in the last 3 months I've treated myself from Lidl to a mini Lidl deep fat fryer for 20 quid, because I do like to make celeriac chips and Swede chips, but I would tend to shallow fry them in quite a lot of lard, and it just seems easier just to have a deep fat fryer with lard in and I was very careful to buy one that allows for solid fat and it gives me the proper instructions to use it. So I can make chips, and I've made battered chicken nuggets that I'm able to cook. Deep fat fry is tiny, so it took ages because I could only put 3 in it at a time. But I've done deep fat fried chicken nuggets. Oh, that was so nice. You can hear already, you know, the whole secret with this is that I'm not denying myself. I'm eating deep fat fried chicken nuggets, battered nuggets, and Swede chips done in lard. Kind of give people on calorie restricted diets a heart attack just thinking about it. But I haven't been posting and I haven't been excited. And then today, you know, I'm posting because after a almost 5-month hiatus, the scales have started going down again. And again, I don't feel like I've been doing anything different. Yes, I maybe have slowed down a bit on the chocolate and the Werthers because I was eating quite a lot of that in January, February, March. But it doesn't mean that I'm not having a dessert that I adore after my dinner. You know, I like to have lunch. Maybe if I've been for a walk, a little snack with a cup of tea. I like to have a dinner, a proper meal as I'd call it. And then after my dinner, I like to have a decaf cup of tea and some kind of dessert. But I think I was just getting stuck in the habit of having the same few things all the time. I was eating a lot of the bread that I make, the mega loaf, which, as I'm doing keto more for reduced inflammation so that my rheumatoid arthritis stays in remission and I don't get more joint problems, although I must admit I'm having slight trouble holding my phone up today, because I do still get aches and pains. I just don't get as much aches and pains as I used to, and I get ones that I can cope with without needing to take painkillers and drugs because of controlling it with my diet. So I was falling into those lazy ways of just having a sandwich every lunchtime instead of being a bit more inventive. So I've gone back to having things like this week I have made wraps, 2-ingredient cheesy wraps, which is basically a ball of mozzarella and some eggs whisked up in my NutriBullet that I keep in the fridge, and then each day I'm able to make myself a fresh wrap. 1 ball of mozzarella and 4 eggs makes about 4 wraps. As an alternative to having the mega bread, I've made 90-second microwave bread to have as a sandwich instead of using the mega bread, because the mega bread has got vital wheat gluten in, and although I don't seem to bloat or react or get any reaction to it, you never know quite what your body is doing with these things. So I don't think it does any harm to take a break. I need to remember I'm kind of only making 1 cake or sweet treat a week, and then rationing out to only 1, maybe 2 if I've walked a long way, slices a week. Because these treats are low carb, they can often be very high fat, and it doesn't mean, I know I've been told, doesn't mean that you can eat unlimited quantities of them. It's a bit of a joke in the Keto Fitness group that my favourite food is custard, and I do talk about it a lot, but I do tend to only have custard once or twice a month. And that's usually when I might have made a cake that's not quite as delicious as I'd hoped, because you can't like everything. Be a bit dry, might not have made it quite sweet enough or even too sweet, and I find smothering it in custard makes it delicious. So that's always my excuse to have another bowl of custard. So this is kind of an update to say, don't give up. Don't worry when the scales start going the wrong way a little bit. or they stick. Because what is the alternative? When this happened before, when I first did keto, I was 6 months on, then I went to New York and I let it all go, and it took 7 months to come off, and then it took 7 months for me to get back on the wagon again. Back then, I went back to eating bread, eating potatoes, eating sugar. My weight just ballooned and absolutely spiraled, and I went back up almost to higher than when I'd first started. And that is not going to happen. But it's just keeping that motivation, that keenness, recognising when you're stuck in a rut with the food and changing something, trying a different recipe, looking around at the internet, sharing how you feel with other people who are also in the same boat so that you can encourage and help each other, which is what the Keto Fitness Club is all about. That's kind of where I am at the moment, and that's what I'm doing. And the scales have actually started in this last week to go back down again. So I'd bounced back up to only 2 pounds above 11 stone, but I'd just been, for the whole of April, I was above 11 stone. And I just didn't like it. But I did not like it enough to drastically change what I was doing. So I've just made some tiny tweaks, not eating so much bread, not eating so much chocolate, but just swapping those for similar things, but things that I still find delicious. And the weight has started to come off again. And the big non-scale victory is that I'm now very comfortably fitting in size 12 tops and jeans and trousers. And I actually even feel a little bit loose. When I went and picked them off the shelves, I honestly thought that they were going to be way too small for me. And I looked at them and thought, my husband even got a t-shirt out. I'd accidentally given one of my t-shirts to him, and he got the t-shirt out and he held it up and he thought, that can't be Ali's, it's too big, that must be our daughter's, and he left it in her room. She's away at college. And I went into her room and found it and was like, no, I'm wearing that t-shirt today, that is mine, and that is the size that fits me now. But it's really hard to adjust mentally how you look at yourself and how you think. So just keep going, change things up. Look at my link, which I'll post below here, for the Keto Fitness Club if you need some support and some help and some people to talk to. And we also have mindset classes, as well as fitness, as well as the cooking and the food. And if you need some help, do connect with me and come and join us. And just think, what's the alternative of not being low carb and low sugar? Do you want to go back to how you felt before? Maybe with health issues, maybe with weight, or are you happy with where you are now and it's just that the scales are playing ball? In which case, give your body a chance to get used to it, give your body a chance to heal, and it will all come good in the end. And as a good friend of mine says, trust the process. So that's Alison on my keto update. See you around. Thanks for listening.